Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. So my collection is due for a good reorganization as well as a good declutter. I think I'm going to keep this intro pretty short because I'm going to be going through every single one of my drawers and reorganizing them, giving you mini reviews and decluttering the old products or the products I know I'm not going to be using anymore. So before I get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So I'm going to give you an overview of the first drawer. So this one contains all of my skincare I use before I do my makeup or my morning skincare. My facial sprays, my powders, foundations, concealers, and primers. And like all my sunscreens and everything like that. And over here are just random tools I need. And then I also have my eyebrows in here. This is my most cluttered drawer, I'd say, and the one I'm least looking forward to doing, so let's hit this one first. Here is the first container I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to start off with the primers first, so I'm just going to quickly take them all out. So first, starting off with the Rare Beauty primer. I love this stuff if I want a super glass skin glow underneath my makeup. This one is stunning. This is the Oola Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I kind of forgot I had this one, so with that reason I'm just going to get rid of it. I feel like I have a lot of glowy primers here that I prefer a lot more over this one, so this one is a goner. I have this Pat McGrath one. This one's a great blurring one, and this one pairs very beautifully with the foundation. I really like using this in the summertime. I'm not a super fan of a lot of blurring primers, but for some reason I really like this one, so I'm going to keep it. This is the Lila Bee Aglow Priming Oil. This stuff is just way too heavy, and I find that it does the opposite of priming your face for makeup. This honestly breaks up the makeup no matter how much you use. If you use just a tiny bit or a lot, it just eats away at your makeup and it breaks up right away. So I'm going to get rid of this. And it's also way too expensive for what it is. I think this is $90 Canadian. It's crazy. This is the Flower Beauty Heatwave Drops. I like to add this into sometimes my primers or even my foundations if I want to look a little bit more tanned. I actually really enjoy this stuff now that I know how to use it. I had a roller coaster with this, but I do really enjoy it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. I love this stuff for an overall sheer glow. It's beautiful. I have two shades of my Hollywood Flawless Filter here. I just got sent this shade. This is the shade 2.5, and it actually matches me a lot better than 3. 3 is a little bit more pink and silver, whereas this one's a little bit more yellow and gold, which I do enjoy. I still love both, so I'm going to keep both. This is such a classic, MAC Strobe Cream. Going to be keeping that for sure. I'm also going to be keeping my Milk Hydro Grip. Love this stuff for longevity. I'm also going to be keeping my Milani Soft Focus Glow. This is one of my favorite glow boosting primers. It's stunning. This one, I feel like, I don't know my thoughts. This one's very intense. Let me swatch it a little bit. Oh, it's chunky because I haven't used it in a while. Ew. I haven't used it in so long and it's so intense. I feel like I'm going to get rid of it. This is the Vesca Beauty Soft Sun Radiant Skin Primer. This is newer to my collection and I've been really enjoying it, so I'm going to be keeping it. It has a beautiful golden glow and it's also very sheer. So I'm going to keep that for sure. See, look at that. So beautiful. And then lastly, my Glossier Future Dew is a for sure keep. Love this stuff so much. So now I'm going to work on my foundations. I've got a bunch here and I feel like I could definitely cut it down. So I'm just going to take everything out quickly. I'm going to be getting rid of these little mini bottles of the L'Essentiel. These are quite old. These are from the original PR mailer, but I am going to be keeping my fresher bottles of the L'Essentiel. This is one of my newer fave foundations. I adore it. This is the Sephora S Clean. I'm going to keep both shades. One's my winter and one's my summer. I'm going to be for sure keeping my Glossier Skin Tint. I love this stuff. I use it in a variety of ways. I have 2 bottles of the Ilia Serum. I'm going to be getting rid of the older packaging one just because I know it's a bit older. They're the same shade too, so I'm going to keep the fresher one. I have 2 shades in my Pat McGrath foundation, so I'm going to keep both of them. This is one of my top favorites. This is the Wet n Wild Dewy Foundation. I found that this one was a little too greasy leaning on me, so I'm going to be getting rid of this one. I have the M Cosmetics Cushion Foundation here. I'm going to be keeping them, obviously, but I'm going to move this to my backup drawer. This is the Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint. I'm actually going to let this one go just because I don't reach for it as much as my other skin tints. These are my Bite Beauty Changemaker foundations. I have 3 shades. I did use one of them recently and it did not go over very well. I think I let this sit and separate in my collection for too long. It just wouldn't mix up together properly and it was just a kind of a sad situation. So I'm going to be decluttering all 3 shades of this. I have these Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundations. I kind of forgot about these, not gonna lie, so I'm gonna move them up into my collection. I forget what shade matches me better. I have to refresh my mind before getting rid of them. So these are what's left of my foundations. I'm for sure keeping my Screen Queen foundation from Milani. This is one of my favorite foundations ever. Same with the Rare Beauty ones. I've been really loving these recently, and this is a nice summer shade for me, and this is the shade I've been wearing right now. I'm also going to be keeping my Quo Beauty foundation. I really like it. I find it to be quite similar to the Airbrush Flawless foundation, and if I want something a little bit more full coverage, these are stunning. But they still look very skin-like. I adore these, so I'm going to keep them. This one I'm a little iffy on. I've been retrying it out though because this was in my 2019 favorites, so I'm going to keep that as well. I am going to get rid of this Dior Face and Body foundation. I feel like sometimes it looks a little odd, and I have a lot of other more reliable foundations that I would always reach for over this one, so I'm going to give this one away. This is the new Huda Beauty Stick Foundation. I love the way that this looks, but I swear it's been breaking me out. Every time I use this, I wake up with a couple big zits. So I haven't been using it recently and my skin completely cleared up. I'm a little bit scared of it. I don't know. I'd like to try it again. I just have been taking some space from it. I don't know. So I'm gonna keep it, but I think it's breaking me out. But I don't know if that's for sure. Could be something else. So I'm gonna keep it, try it out again, and I'll let you guys know for sure. This one here is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I love this formula so much. It's the most beautiful. I just find that their shades are super weird. I can only pull this off if I'm on my first 2 days of vacation, and that's a super tight window, but I feel like I could mix this in with other foundations and it would be stunning, so I'm going to keep it for that reason. Now it's time to move on to my concealers, so I'm just going to quickly take them out super quickly. So for my concealer, I don't know if I'm going to be getting rid of much. For sure keeping my Kosas concealer. Same with my various shades in my Pat McGrath. I have 4 shades for some reason, but I do use them all. I have my Flower Beauty Light Illusion, which I do really love. My Ilia one, which is a nice fresh one. This one I'm kind of iffy on. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I find that it's quite matte for me, and I feel like I like the Rare Beauty one a lot more. And I find them to be quite similar, but I do enjoy this formula a touch more. I find it to be more customizable. You can make it a light coverage, medium, or full. I think I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to be keeping my Glossier. I love that for lighter makeup days. And I recently tried these again. These are the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I love this concealer so much, but I think these have gone off. I used them not too long ago, and they were just kind of separating on my skin, and they're very fragrant as well, so I think they've gone off, so I'm going to get rid of those. And I have 2 shades in my Milk Makeup Flex Concealer, for sure keeping them, love them. And then I have some random products in here. I have my eye correctors, which I'm going to be keeping. I have the Charlotte Tilbury one, same with the Becca one, and then I have my eye primer, same with this Nabla lip plumper, which should go in a different drawer for sure. I'm going to put this to the side. But I like to keep my eye primer in here just because it's the closest place for me to grab. I don't know, it just sits in there. So now it's time to organize them all. This is from IKEA. So I'm going to put my summer shades back here, and then the ones that I'm going to be rotating in here, starting off with foundations. I wanted to try these again, so I'm putting them right up front. Okay, so now I'm going to put my primers here. That fits wonderfully. And now for my concealers. Okay, so first container all finished. That's a lot better. So that was a success, I'd say. these are all the products I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm just going to do a quick overview of all my brow products. I don't know if I'm going to be getting rid of much in this area. I have random floss in here, so I'm going to put that to the side. Look how many brow creams from Emma Cosmetics I have. I have so many in here, I did not know. Some of them are in various shades. I have 1 taupe, 3 ebonies, and 1 espresso. Love these. So these are the products I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of my Milk Makeup brow gels just because I don't like them as much as my M Cosmetics one. I'm gonna get rid of this Benefit Goof Proof brow. I don't like this kind of shape to do my eyebrows. It makes them too thick. And I'm also getting rid of these brow pens just because they dried out immediately. I don't like products like these at all. I feel like they need to have a little shaky thing for the juice to come out, but these are super dry. And then this is the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. I've had this for way too long, like years. I need to get rid of it. And I'm also gonna get rid of this Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. It's too pigmented and the brush is the wrong brush for this type of product, I find. So these are goners. Oh, I have another primer in here from Huda Beauty. I'm gonna get rid of this just because I don't find it to be useful for me. I think someone else would like it. It's just a really hydrating primer and I feel like I like to use moisturizers instead of this. So this is my other complexion section. I have all of my skincare. I'd like to cut it down because I definitely don't use these all. And I have my sprays and my powders. So I'm gonna quickly do skincare first. So I'm going to keep all of my face sunscreens in here for sure. These are all the ones I've been cycling through and trying out. These ones I haven't used that much, the Supergoop ones, but I'm going to keep them all so I rotate through them and I feel like it forces me to use sunscreen on the daily, which is good. So all of these ones are fantastic actually. These are products, these down here are products I'm going to put in my archive right now. I do really like them. I'm using these ones right now. This one I'm gonna put into my bathroom just because I feel like this works better at night for me. This one I'm gonna keep in here. This is a keep. My lip balms. This is the face base from Bobbi Brown, which is nice under makeup. Same with this one, Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This one's a nice one for under makeup, the Versed Dew Point. This is a magic serum from Charlotte Tilbury. I just got this, I never tried it. It's a mini version. These 3 are the 3 vitamin C's that I've been rotating. Love them all. So these ones I'm just going to put them into my bathroom with my other skincare. And this is going to stay. These I'm just going to leave on the sides with my sunscreen. This is actually the Makeup by Mario liquid that you mix into shadows and stuff. So I'm going to put this to the side to put away in some other category. It doesn't really belong here. So for my powders, I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of these ones. I have my Charlotte Tilbury, my Pat McGrath Under Eye, as well as the Pat McGrath Loose, which I love those. This is the Milk Makeup powder, which I do really enjoy. Same with the Hourglass one. I know I'm not really supporting them at the moment, but I'm going to try to get through this powder. And I'm also going to keep the Glossier one. Now for my sprays, I feel like I have a lot here. I'm going to be keeping the NYX one for sure. This one from Anastasia, the Dewy Set, I feel like I've really outgrown the scent. I never spray it for the scent. I don't know. I can't deal. It smells like Bailey's or some kind of alcohol to me. I don't know. This Rare Beauty one is so nice. It smells like a spa and it's so relaxing. Love that. Same with the Airbrush Flawless. This is my favorite. It's very refreshing and it also helps lock in your makeup a ton. Same with the Milk Makeup one. These ones are very similar, I find. Love them both. This one, the Hourglass Veil, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I don't super love it compared to these ones here. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to be keeping this Fix Plus. It has some bronzy stuff running through it, which is fun. And I have this one, which is the Magic Radiance. It has like vitamin C and it's also more dewy than the original Fix Plus. This one I actually like as like a body spray or like a refresher. I don't really like it on my face. I have one beside my bed. I use it as a pillow spray. I love the scent, but not for my face. So I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna be keeping my little Urban Decay one. Same with my Lila Be a Glow Face Mist. This is stunning. And this one, this is the Pixie Beauty Glow Mist. This one adds a ton of glow. So I'm going to be keeping all of that. Nice. So now I have some extra room back here. Cool. And here's a shot of the drawer all put back together. It's so much better. I can see clearly all of the products and they're not laying on top of each other. This makes me VV happy. So now let's move on to the next one. This is the second drawer I'm going to be tackling. This one has all of my bronzers, blushes, continuing blushes over here, and highlighters and a few highlighting palettes down here, and then I have random stuff over here. There's my little freck, like a face palette, and then I also have my Makeup Forever Flash palette back over there. So this is the second drawer I'm going to be tackling. I'm going to tackle my bronzers. So right away here, I'm going to be getting rid of my Anastasia contour kit just because I reach for the Melt Cosmetics stack a ton more, and I like this formula a lot more as well. This one's practically brand new. Someone in my family is going to be very, very happy. This is the Chanel Le Beige bronzer. I'm going to see if my mom enjoys this because it is such a fun piece. It just did not work for me. It didn't really show up on me. My mom is a little bit paler than me, so I think she might be able to use this. I'll see. I'm going to be for sure keeping my Huda Beauty Tan Tour. Same with my Nabla bronzers. Same with my Wet n Wild bronzer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. For sure going to be keeping this. I love it. Going to be keeping the Physicians Formula. Same with the Ilia bronzer. It's really, really nice. I love bronzer, so I don't know how much I'm going to be getting rid of. I love my Fenty bronzers so much. The powder and the cream. Going to be keeping my Kosas bronzer, even though I don't like the packaging. I haven't tried this one yet. I put this away, but I never really tried it on its own. I tried it layered on top of something else, but I have to try this. These are some liquid bronzers. I have the CoverFX one, same with the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. I'm going to be keeping these both. This is a MAC bronzer, and I find that this one doesn't really stand out to me in my collection. I think I'm going to let go of it. I'm also going to just get rid of the Charlotte Tilbury one. It just doesn't really work for me, and I have a lot of other products that I'd reach for more. For example, the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This is the Tarte cream bronzer I picked up not too long ago. I really have been enjoying it. I love the Quo Beauty bronzer. Wow, I'm doing really great in this section. I'm going to be keeping my Maybelline City bronzer. I'm also going to be keeping my Lila B one. I'm also going to keep this around just because I feel like I could finish this. This is the CoverFX bronzer. This worked for me when I was ultra tanned, so I think it's good to have one of those products in my collection for those days. This is the Tower 28 Bronzino. I love this in the summertime, so I'm going to be keeping that. And I'm going to be getting rid of my baby Hoola. I never use it compared to the other ones I have in here. I just got rid of 4 things, but that's okay because that wasn't all that was on this quest. I wanted to reorganize everything. Oof. So now it's time for this section right here. So this has all of my highlighters over here, and these are all of my blushes. And I also had these on the side of my drawer, which I'm not going to be getting rid of any of them. So I feel like I don't really need to take out all of my highlighters. I feel like I can just organize it from here. I'm going to be keeping my Guerlain Gold Terracotta Stick, same with my Marc Jacobs Dewdrops, as well as this deodorant. This is the Spotlight Glow Stick. I'm just teasing. I'm gonna get rid of the Milani Strobe Light just because this is getting kind of old. I used it not too long ago and it kind of set down really quickly, quicker than I remember. I feel like it's time to let this one go. Same with this one. I don't know. This is the MAC Strobe Face Glaze. I used this a couple times, but I never wore it for a long period of time. And one time I did, and it completely removed my foundation from underneath of it. I didn't love it, so I haven't used it since that problem. So I'm gonna get rid of it. This is a limited edition MAC highlighter, which I love so much. I'm gonna be keeping this. I'm going to let go of this Kaja Beauty Mochi Glow. I haven't used it in a very long time, but it was super well loved. I have my Makeup by Mario face gloss, which I'll be keeping. I have my little Vesca Beauty highlighter. This is quite new to me. I actually really like it. It's a very creamy powder. This is my Nabla highlighter, which I adore. I'm gonna squeeze that in here. This is my Nars Fauve de France. It's a very nice smooth powder. This one's very similar. This is the Ilia one. I just find that this one's a little bit more impactful. It reflects the light a lot more. So I'm gonna be keeping those. And I think I'm gonna let go of this palette, and I only would reach for this one shade. So I think someone could use this a lot more than I do. This is my Dior Face and Body, which I adore. I'm gonna be keeping that, and I'm going to be keeping my 3 Rare Beauty highlighters. Now for blush, I'm definitely going to take everything out because it's a little crazy. I don't know how much I'm going to be getting rid of in this section. These are the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge. I have 2 shades. I have Powder Pink and Fresh Melon. I love these colors so much. Definite keeps. This one as well. I don't know if this is ever coming back. I hope so, because this is a beautiful formula from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this. It's a nice reddy blush shade. It's nice and rich and wine colored. I love it. I might keep this one over the Lila B one. Let me see. Yeah, like that one, I did try this before and it wasn't the kind of tone that I liked. I prefer this one right here, but I'm going to be keeping Be Lovely. It's a nice bronzy color. I'm going to be keeping my Tower 28 blushes. I'm also going to be keeping my Nars liquid blushes. I forget to use these all the time, but I need to. I purchased these a while ago. These are my Cover FX duos that I just never shut up about. I actually really like this one. This is the Honest Beauty blush in the shade Rose Pink. I feel like these are very, very similar colors. Let's see. This is Bobbi Brown and this is Honest Beauty. So they're very, very similar. This one's just a little bit more peachy. This one's a little bit more pinky, but like barely a difference, honestly. So that's fun. A little dupe there for you. This is my Quo Beauty one that I love. Keeping that. I'm actually going to be getting rid of this one. This is the Glowgasm from Charlotte Tilbury. I just haven't used this since my full face of Charlotte Tilbury, and I don't like these super highlightery blushes. And I'm also going to get rid of this one from Nabla for the same reason. I find that it's just way too glowy on my cheeks. I love the bronzer, love the highlighter, but this one for some reason, I don't know, I can't jive with it, so I'm gonna get rid of that. These are my Glossier Cloud Paints that I love so much. I'm going to be keeping them. These are my precious M Cosmetics Serum Blushes. I would never get rid of any of them. They're some of my all-time favorite products ever. They're so freaking cute too. Like, I love them so much. These are the Heavens Glow blushes from M Cosmetics. Love these to bits as well. I have my MAC Glow Play blushes here, and I also have these 2 other MAC blushes that I do really like. I'm going to be keeping all of these. I have this Physicians Formula liquid blush, which I actually really enjoy. I find it to be like a very pigmented version of the serum blushes from M Cosmetics. These are the blush bombs from Flower Beauty. I'm only going to get rid of this shade Pinch just because it's a little too pale for me. It almost matches my skin tone perfectly, but I'm going to be keeping these 2 shades, Cinnamon and Nectar. These are my Patrick Ta blushes that I adore so much. Can't part with those. I have 2 Lila B blushes here that I really, really like actually. One's a nice rusty orange shade. This rusty orange shade is Dreamer, and this is Ladybird. I do really enjoy those. They're very pretty and I love the finish. These are some more unique pieces in my collection. I'm not going to part with them just because they are so unique. I love how apricot that one is, and this one is so pink and so fun to look at, so I'm gonna keep those. This is my Fenty Beauty Cream. I loved this in the summer. It's such a vibrant red. Oh, so fun. I loved pairing this with the Tower 28 Spicy Lip Gloss. That was a match made in heaven. This is a little Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic. This one was in the shade Walk of No Shame, which I do really enjoy. It's like a nice toned down cranberry, mauvey, all those good things in one. This is a blush that I've never tried yet. I put it into my collection and I kind of forgot about it. It got lost. I know Jamie Page loves this. She says that it's quite similar to the serum blush from M Cosmetics, which I think it feels identical. So yeah, it just looks a little bit more pigmented perhaps. I have to try that, but it's a keep. I'm not going to part ways with my Kosas blush, that's for sure. This is the Tropic Equinox duo. I love it to bits. This is my Kare Weiss blush. This is very similar to the Tropic Equinox blush from Kosas. I actually really love this, so I'm going to keep it. Whoa. Okay, so now these are my Rare Beauty blushes. I feel like I don't know if I ever see myself wearing either one of these colors. This one's a little bit more unique. I might keep that. I don't know. Let me swatch it. I'm for sure keeping Joy and Bliss, but I don't know about this. I rarely ever use pink. I don't know. I think I'm going to let go of these 2 shades, keep these ones though. And my last blush in here is my Wet n Wild mellow wine, and I cannot part with it. I love this stuff to bits. So now I'm just going to quickly organize these all. There. And here's the final overview of this drawer. It looks a lot more organized. I feel good about it. And I forgot to mention that I have this little box on my desk with the newer products I brought in, just in case if you're curious on where any of these products were. I just keep them on my desk over the course of the month so I can continue using them, trying them out for my roundups. And the last drawer in here is this one, and this contains all of my strip lashes as well as eyeliners and single eyeshadows, and over here are my mascaras and my pencil eyeliners. So I just pulled out this container. I feel like there's not much to be done in here, to be honest. These are all of my Mcgrath Eye Dolls that I love, so I'm gonna keep them all. I have my Melt Cosmetics highlighter that I like to use as a topper. Has a nice golden base with a pink shift. These are my little Ilia liquid eyeshadows that I love. I have two other shades here though that I know I'm never going to be using. They're pinky shades. I don't reach for them much, but I love this bronzy one and this silver mossy green tone. I have my Urban Decay glitter liners. I also have this really fun glitter here. I have this MAC glitter that I just got yesterday actually. It's so pretty. It has like a bunch of different colors in here and it's very iridescent. That's in the shade Diamond Crumbles. This is the Natasha Denona liquid shadow, the multi-chrome, so it turns a bunch of different colors depending on the light and angle. I'm gonna be keeping that. So that's all good. These are the Glossier Sky Washes. I haven't used them in forever. I'm just gonna keep them around though. This is the Anastasia Moonchild palette. I'm going to be letting this one go. I used to use this as like toppers as well as inner corner highlights. I just never use it anymore, so it's time to let it go. These are all of my Melt Cosmetics gel pop liners. Well, majority of them, not the Beetlejuice ones yet. I have this Rowan Beauty eyeshadow that I haven't used yet. I have two Super Shocks from ColourPop. These are my scattered lights from Hourglass. This is a MAC Cosmetics shadow, which is just really pretty and bronzy. And this is a Dior shadow, which is really, really pretty. I don't think they make these anymore, which is a shame because they're really pretty toppers. So now I'm gonna move on right here. I'm gonna move my glitter adhesive from Anastasia over here. I'm gonna put this lid luster from Victoria Beckham Beauty and right there. I got these little diamonds from BH Cosmetics. I feel like I'll keep them around for something fun. I also have just little clear ones too. So here I have like more random stuff. So glittery top coats, eye gloss, and some random MAC shadows. I got this one this week and I forgot to open it. It's just a nice deep brown. And then over here, I'm not gonna get rid of anything in here. So I have like my Suva Beauty Hydra liners. I have these Hydra liners from ABH Norvina collection. And I have eyeliners from Tarte Cosmetics, my clay pots. Now I'm going to sort through my mascaras. What the heck? Oh, this must have been a little sample. So tiny. Whoa, whoa. It's a huge wand to be stuck in this little thing. No, it's like super dry. All of the product is on the tip. I'm just gonna get rid of this. It's super hard. Whoa, okay, Julia. We're gonna get rid of that. It makes me have a lot of sexual innuendos. So I'm gonna be keeping my Glossier. Same with this Mega Volume from Wet n Wild. I actually really like that one. Same with this one, the L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. I don't remember how old this one is. I'm gonna get rid of the Bare Minerals Strength and Length just because the brush super hurts my eyes. I'm also gonna get rid of the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. I find this one really hard to navigate and put on the product. I'm gonna keep my Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes. I'm gonna keep my M Cosmetics one for sure. Same with my Dark Star from Pat McGrath. Same with my Climax Extreme from Nars. I'm keeping my Marc Jacobs at Lash. This is another Marc Jacobs one that I've never tried before, so I'm gonna keep that around. I haven't tried this one either. This one's a newer one to me. I know this one has been on the market for a while. This is the Urban Decay Perversion. This is the Kosas one that I've been really enjoying, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm also gonna be keeping my Ilia mascara. I'm gonna get rid of the Dior Iconic Overcurl. I found that this one was hard to apply, a little too dry, and I found it to be very smudgy and crumbly. Maybe it's just this one though, because I know so many people love this. And I really like this one as well. I love the packaging too. It's just a pretty tone. The Major Pleasure from Nabla. And now I'm going to tackle all of my eyeliners. I'm going to separate the colorful ones from the black and browns and grays maybe. Whoa, okay. Okay, so I successfully separated them. So in here I have my browns, grays, nude pencils, white pencils, and then in here are all my colorful ones and my more metallic fun ones. I just tested to see which ones were dry or which formulas I didn't really like. So these are the ones I'm going to be getting rid of. And I'm also going to be getting rid of these Milk Makeup stamps. I just never use them and they stain like crazy and I just don't need a heart on my face for a week. Here's an overview of this drawer now. Everything's organized, I can see everything. I also just stacked my lashes in a more aesthetically pleasing manner. So this looks really, really good. I love this. Okay, so time for my eyeshadow palettes. So first I have this Stone Cold Fox from ColourPop. I'm actually gonna let this go just because I know it's gonna stay in my collection forever without me ever gravitating towards it. And then I have a couple palettes with single shadows. This one's from Makeup Forever. It has a variety of beautiful tones in here that I'm going to keep. This is my warm tone palette with all my warm toned neutrals. This one is my more colorful one, a little bit more cool toned. And fun fact, this shade right here, this is the first product I ever purchased from Sephora in 7th grade. That's what I picked out of all of Sephora. This Makeup Forever neon pink eyeshadow. I don't think they sell it anymore, but I still have it. I'm just gonna put this away back over here. This is where it fits. This is the side by side from Nabla. I love this palette so much. This is my Biba palette from Natasha Denona. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes. Keeping that for sure. This is another palette full of singles. This one's from ColourPop. All of these shades are from ColourPop. I like to use this when I'm doing colorful looks. I have my other Natasha Denona palettes back here. So my gold one, as well as my bronze palette, which I adore, and my glam palette, which isn't my favorite, but I'm still going to be keeping it. I feel like this one is just a little lackluster compared to her other palettes. I feel like there's too many shimmers and not enough mattes. There's not enough depth in here either for a cool tone palette, but I like to use it with like the Biba or mixed with other palettes. Then I have my Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes here, which I'll keep. I have my Nabla Secret palette, which I'll keep. What is this one? This is just an empty palette that I take out shades when I'm thinking of doing looks. This is my cool toned singles that I put together. I have my Sugar Pill Pro palette and then all of my Pat McGrath palettes here. So this one is the Divine Rose 1 Midnight Sun palette. This is the Divine Rose 2, which is so fun. Look at that shift of that one shadow. Pink, green, pink, green. So fun. And of course, my #1 favorite, Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. Love this one. And then I also have the highlighting trio in here. I mostly use these as eye toppers instead of on my face, so that's why it's in here. These are some of my ColourPop ones. This is the Going Coconuts palette, which I'm going to be keeping. It just has some simple neutrals, and this is my other favorite from them. This is the Baby Got Peach, which is really cute. I'm gonna get rid of this one from ColourPop, the Little Sunshine palette. It looks beautiful, but I find that it doesn't complete a look for me and my tastes. I feel like it runs very, very light toned. So I'm gonna get rid of this palette. I'm going to be keeping my Sugar Pill Mini palette. Oh, this is such a cute one. I love how it's laid out, and I love how this little kitty's on the front. It reminds me of Steve. I love it. This is a Little Huda Neon Obsession palette, which I'm going to be keeping. I mostly keep it for these 3 shades up here. I don't really use any of these ones. I feel like this palette is super random, but I just keep it for the lime greens when I'm working with colors. This is my little Dior Backstage Amber Neutrals palette. I love this one. It's so stunning to look at, and the quality of these shadows are stunning. This is the Ilia palette. This is the warm one. I think I'm gonna let this one go just because I never use it, and I have these same colors in so many of these palettes here. So I think I'm gonna get rid of them. Even though this chocolate brown here is stunning to work with, I just have so many. I don't need another one. This is a little Nabla Cutie palette. I actually like this one. There's some really beautiful tones in here, especially the silver. It's so intense. It's incredible. Look how reflective that is. It just looks white. Oh, it's stunning. This is a really fun everyday palette. This is the Esqido from Sephora. They're like little squishy shadows. It reminds me of the Rowan eyeshadows, just less glittery. It's just a sheen. Now I have my Makeup by Mario palettes, which I adore. I love the Neutrals palette. I use it a ton. And this one right here is super fun. I think these are really fun to work with, and they're also very, very intense sheens. I love. So now getting into my Anastasia palettes. I love the Jackie Aina palette. She killed it with this collab. This is one of my favorite palettes in here. So fun to play with, and the colors are so nice and dimensional. And this is the Soft Glam palette, which I think I'm going to get rid of. I personally like a lot of my other neutral palettes. I don't really love the ABH formula that much anymore, especially for neutral looks like this. I never use it ever. I prefer the Side by Side palette from Nabla because there's some fun cool tones in there, and I never use these dusty rose colors. These are my Melt Cosmetics palettes here. I have my Rust, my Day of the Dead collection, my 27 palette, Millennial Pinks 420, my Radioactive palette, Smoke Sessions, She's and Parties, keeping them all. I did end up having to throw away my Gemini palette. It just got way too destroyed and the shadows weren't performing normally, so that's one palette that I'm going to wait for it to come back in stock. Hopefully they do bring it back because I need to have that in my life. That was my favorite palette of all time. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. I really love this palette, honestly. I have my little M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna put my Rare Beauty Confident Energy right behind here. This is my Chantecaille duo. They're nice cool tones. I'm actually gonna put this in my bottom drawer. This is my Rowan Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is my little Exaggerize palette from Charlotte Tilbury. Just nice taupey neutrals. And I also have my favorite here, my Desert Haze. I have my little Victoria Beckham eyeshadow palette. It's so freaking cute. I love these cool tones too. And I also have this little Makeup by Mario glitter that I'm going to put into the bottom drawer as well. Look at that reflect. That is so fun. This is my favorite little Wet n Wild palette. I actually like this one more than the Soft Glam. I have my Tom Ford Emotion Proof eye color. I'm actually going to get rid of this Lila B eyeshadow palette. It is stunning. It works beautifully. I just never use it. And these are my Melt Cosmetics stacks. I have this one with the fun shifts, and I also have my blue one. I didn't really do much in this section, but that's okay. Gave you a tour. This is all of my lipsticks I have, and a magnifying glass for some reason. I definitely want to cut it down a lot. Everything's really disorganized in here. So I pulled the drawer out, and I think I'm going to watch an episode of Vampire Diaries while I do this because I know this is going to be a big job. So it's going to be a satisfying time lapse. Okay, so here is the final overview of the final drawer. This is so much better. Nothing's really hidden. I put my lip balms over here, which is a lot better. And there we are, the final drawer of today. So here's a final overview of all the products I'm getting rid of. I think I did a really great job Today's mission was definitely to reorganize, but I'm happy I was able to declutter a little bit, and I think my friends and family are going to really enjoy a lot of these treats. But other than that, I'm excited to dive into my collection again. So that wraps up today's decluttering video. I really hope you enjoyed the mini reviews as well as the entire video. If you did, please give this video a like. It would help me out so very much. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye!